1, 2, 3. You're dead. 1, 2, 3. You're dead. 3 out of 4 suicides are carried out by men. Matter of fact, suicide is the highest killer of men under the age of 35. Mental health can affect any and everyone, regardless of age, gender, or social class. Despite this, mental health affects men and women differently. It's interesting to note that although women are more commonly diagnosed with mental health issues, the rate of suicide is significantly higher in men. So what does this suggest? Perhaps men don't find themselves in the environments that allow them to open up. Perhaps men find it difficult to talk about the issues that they struggle with. Or maybe simply put, men are afraid to open up. My name is Kwarteng Sarfo, and today I want to talk to you about an ongoing issue. An issue that is crippling our society today. The elephant in the room that no one wants to talk about. I am talking about the stigma surrounding masculinity and its link to mental health. You see, in 2016, I was the president of the African Caribbean Society, and part of my role, I was tasked with the creation of a play for our Afro-Gala trademark event. After many rewrites and screen practices, the play finally hit the stage. The story spoke of the journey of a young man through the UK's mental health institution. The journey of a young man going from Nigeria to join his single-parent mother and sister in the UK. It spoke of how he tried to replace the position of his absent father. His family wasn't picture perfect, but was worth the picture still. The story told of the journey of hard and tough decisions that he had to make. Tough decisions that could have been avoided if he had just opened up. You see, this story is common in society today, taking different forms, but the skeleton remains the same. Why? Why are men so reluctant to talk about the struggles that they go through? Why are they afraid to discuss the issues that trouble them? Because it is human to struggle. And the last time I checked, men are human. Today, I want to shine a light in the dark abyss. I want to turn your attention to the stigma surrounding masculinity. You see, Oxford Dictionary defines masculinity as the qualities characteristic of a man. These include handsome, muscular, driven. Society views man to be a breadwinner, a provider, a passive individual, someone who doesn't show emotion or cry. So what happens when you show something outside of this norm? You see, don't get me wrong, some of these traits and qualities are of personal and societal benefit. But the issue comes when friends, family, our loved ones require us to uphold these qualities and traits 24/7, 365 days in a year. That's when it becomes an issue. So, why are men reluctant to open up? Today, I want to tell you that it's because of the consequences they face when they do. You don't believe me? All right, let's take 2 scenarios. Scenario 1, let's say you're walking down Exhibition Road just outside Imperial College London. You see a young woman crying, her face is full of tears, she's clearly unhappy. You probably feel sorry for a majority of you would probably go out of your way to lend a helping hand. Now let's take the same scenario, but instead of a young woman, we have a young man. He's also crying, showing the same level of unhappiness. What are some of the words you use to describe him? Girly, weak, crybaby. Some of you may even laugh. Some of you may even find the situation awkward. Some of you may even think less of him as a man. You see, this response that feels somewhat innate, yeah, that's because the traditional idea of what it means to be a man has been engraved on our minds. And so we fault anyone who falls short of this. So when a guy doesn't act like a guy, maybe he's a bit needy. Maybe he lacks in confidence. Maybe he has low self-esteem. We deem such an individual as less of a man. The guys would say he's just a weakling, whilst the girls would say he's just not my type. It's the consequences of these remarks that results in a reluctancy of such men to open up, a reluctancy to talk about the issues that go on in their lives. This leads to the bottling of the emotions, and sometimes the bottling of the emotions literally by a bottle. Hidden emotions may be expressed in different ways. Perhaps anger, alcohol abuse, and worse yet, suicide. Men in this room dealing with depression, we need to open up. Men in this room dealing with depression, we need to speak up. Perhaps you don't want to talk to anyone that you know. There are organizations out there for you. Samaritans, Mind, Lifeline. Men, you're allowed to be dependent on someone. Men, you're allowed to feel lonely. Men, you're allowed to not be okay. And men, you're sure as hell allowed to cry. We need to create an environment that allows men to open up about their feelings without the fear of the consequences. We need to stop sculpting men into robots programmed for the sole purpose of providing and fixing. You see, these things are okay when men are allowed to be other parts of themselves that doesn't fit in with societal's view of what it means to be a man. Today, you can make that difference. And it can start today. I want you all to rise up with me today. I want you all to rise up with me today. And I want you to take your right hand and place it on your heart. And I want you to say this pledge after me. Without hesitation. Without hesitation, I pledge to provide a platform for those to open up. And when I can't, the least I can do is ask, are you okay? You may be seated. We all have a duty to look after one another. And it can start by simply asking, are you okay? 1, 2, 3, you're alive. 1, 2, 3, you're alive. Thank you.